And in his meeting with New York Mayor Eric Adams, the president is expected to touch on the spike in gun violence across the country. At least 9 major cities have broken homicide records in the last year. In New York, thousands of police officers lined the streets paying tribute to one of their own who was shot and killed. And in Virginia, the community at Bridgewater College is remembering 2 campus police officers shot and killed on Tuesday. Also, Little Rock, Arkansas, the city declared violent crime a public health emergency after at least 10 people were injured in shootings this past weekend. Former NYPD Chief of Detectives and ABC News contributor Robert Boyce is here now with a little bit more on this. Chief Boyce, thanks for joining me. What do you want to hear today from President Biden as he sort of opens up a little bit about his strategy to combat gun violence?
Good morning, Diane. It's good to be with you. What we want to hear, and importantly, Merrick Garland is coming with him, is we need federal resources. We need partnerships to combat this thing. We've been dealing with the iron pipeline now for decades. With really, it's just ramping up more than ever now. The nation is awash in shooting incidents, high profile, innocent people being shot. We need help here. We're up 32% in shootings so far this year. And here's a big statistic as well. 6 police officers shot so far this year in New York City. We're a little over a month into it. 6 were murdered. I'm sorry, 2 were murdered. This is how bad it was. It is. So we're looking for some federal help, some legislation, key to stopping those out-of-state firearms coming into New York City. And there's some things they can do. But most importantly, we need federal partnerships to combat this.
Now, as a former NYPD Chief of Detectives, what was your reaction when you heard about the deaths of officers Mora and Rivera who were killed in the line of duty?
It breaks your heart. And all those things that you've experienced in your career come flooding back to you. So these officers were just wonderful men, young men, cut down in the prime of life. Never should have happened by a stolen gun from Baltimore coming up into New York City. What the feds can do is make interstate transportation of stolen firearms in New York a federal crime. We need this in the honor of these 2 officers, and they were great people. It's exactly what we want in New York City. Children of New York City going on to be police officers and doing a great job for us. So it breaks your heart. I've been there before, and it's painful each time, Diane.
Wilbert Mora's sister also said how many more officers will have to lose their lives for this system to change. What is it about the system that you think needs to change or that is allowing this to happen right now?
Sure, I know what she's talking about, and she's exactly correct. Gun violence, people are being arrested for gun possession, illegal gun possession, put it right back out in the street. We see a prime example of that in the Bronx. The same day we're preparing for a funeral, they let a shooter out, a judge on bail, which he paid for, out back on the street, a gang member in the Bronx, 16 years old, putting him back in that environment that got him to be arrested twice for guns already. It's just a cycle that we can't have. It's exacting a lot of violence in the city. It needs to change. So prosecutors, when you have someone in possession of a gun, you can't put them back in the community, but without any crime, without any punishment at all. That's what's happening.
All right. Former NYPD Chief of Detectives Robert Boyce. Always great to have you, Robert. Thank you.
Diane.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.